Welcome. Today we are going to take a look at the time when the Church of Scientology infiltrated 136 government agencies with the purpose of purging unfavorable records about Scientology and its founder. Maybe leave a like and subscribe if you find the video interesting. Scientology is a belief system and associated movement devised by L. Ron Hubbard, an American author, which has been subject to diverse interpretations ranging from a religious entity to a business venture or even a cult. Initially conceptualized as dianetics, presented as a form of therapy, Hubbard encountered setbacks when the organization he founded to promote it faced financial failure, leading to the loss of rights to his book. Subsequently, he recast his ideas as a religion, renaming it Scientology, potentially for tax-related reasons. By 1954, Hubbard had established the Church of Scientology as the primary organization advocating for his teachings, though independent practitioners also exist within the free zone. Central to Scientology doctrine are concepts such as reincarnation and the notion that traumatic experiences imprint engrams in the mind, which can only be eradicated through a process known as auditing, for which participants are charged a fee. Those deemed free of engrams are designated as clear. The interpretation of these beliefs varies among scholars, with some viewing them as religious tenets while others perceive them as mechanisms for monetary extraction. Upon achieving clear status, adherents may progress to higher levels known as operating thetan levels, which necessitate further financial contributions. These advanced teachings, including references to extraterrestrial civilizations and the infamous Xenu narrative, are typically concealed from lower-level members until significant monetary investments have been made. Despite efforts to maintain secrecy surrounding these teachings, they have become widely accessible through various means, including online platforms. Scientology has garnered significant controversy and opposition since its inception, often due to allegations of criminal behavior by its adherents. Instances include criminal infiltration of the U.S. government in the 1970s, resulting in convictions for Hubbard's associates, and Hubbard himself being convicted in absentia by a French court in 1978. Subsequent legal battles in various countries have led to convictions for fraud and other offenses, further contributing to the organization's contentious reputation. Government inquiries, parliamentary investigations, scholarly analyses, and judicial rulings have characterized the Church of Scientology as both a dangerous cult and a profit-driven enterprise. Despite facing legal challenges and negative assessments in numerous jurisdictions, Scientology has managed to secure recognition as a religious institution in some countries, such as Australia, Italy, and the United States, amidst ongoing debates regarding its legitimacy and practices. Conversely, other nations, including Germany and France, have classified Scientology as a sect or cult, highlighting the diverse and contentious perspectives surrounding this controversial movement. During the early 1970s, the Church of Scientology found itself under increasing scrutiny from various United States federal agencies, with the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, alleging significant tax liabilities and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, launching investigations into the organization's activities. Responding to these challenges, the Church initiated Operation Snow White, a clandestine program aimed at protecting Scientology's interests through a series of covert activities, including infiltration of government agencies. Operation Snow White was orchestrated by the Guardian's Office, a branch of Scientology established by L. Ron Hubbard in 1966 to safeguard the organization's interests globally. Led by Mary Sue Hubbard, the Guardian's Office operated from its headquarters in England and the United States, overseeing various bureaus responsible for different functions, including the Information Bureau tasked with government infiltration. In 1973, the Guardian's Office embarked on a large-scale campaign to infiltrate governments worldwide, with a particular focus on the United States. Concerned about Scientology's public image, the operation aimed to obtain sensitive documents from agencies like Interpol, linking Hubbard to criminal activities. Guardian Order 732, issued by Hubbard, initially outlined the operation's objectives, albeit through legal means, although subsequent developments would see a shift towards more illicit tactics. Operation Snow White evolved with the issuance of Guardian Order 1361, which expanded the scope of infiltration to include offices of the IRS and the Department of Justice in Los Angeles and London. However, the Guardian's Office extended its reach to recruit agents for infiltration into other governmental bodies such as the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and the U.S. Coast Guard Intelligence Service. The operation also included plans to disseminate false information to discredit American security agencies, as evidenced by Operation Cat, as outlined in Guardian Order by Hubbard. Michael Meisner, appointed Assistant Guardian for Information in the District of Columbia, played a pivotal role in implementing these directives, including obtaining Interpol documents and orchestrating the infiltration of the IRS headquarters in Washington, D.C. Under the direction of Duke Snyder and Cindy Raymond, Meisner sought to recruit a loyal Scientologist agent, Gerald Bennett Wolfe, to steal documents related to Scientology litigation against the government. Despite facing legal repercussions and convictions, some Scientologists maintain that Hubbard's directives were misinterpreted by followers, emphasizing the complexity and controversy surrounding Operation Snow White and its implications within the Church of Scientology's history. In the intricate saga of Operation Snow White, a series of covert activities unfolded, culminating in a web of espionage and intrigue within the United States government during the early to mid-1970s. The operation, initiated with the objective of safeguarding Scientology's interests, saw the recruitment of agents such as Gerald Wolfe and Michael Meisner, who secured employment within the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, as clerk typists under the guidance of the Guardian's office. Wolfe, in particular, played a pivotal role in monitoring files on tax-exempt organizations, illegally making copies for Scientology upon request. One pivotal episode occurred in November 1974, when the IRS announced a meeting concerning Scientology's tax-exempt status, prompting the church to deploy a spy to bug the conference room. Herman, a GO agent, successfully infiltrated the venue, planting a device that transmitted the meeting's proceedings to Scientologists stationed nearby. Subsequent operations involved Wolfe pilfering documents from IRS offices, including those of attorneys involved in Scientology litigation, with meticulous attention to detail and strategy. A sophisticated system was established to process stolen documents, with Meisner orchestrating the dissemination of key information to superiors through a well-defined hierarchy within the GO. This included underlining pertinent details and summarizing critical points for review by higher-ranking officials, ensuring that Scientology's leadership, including Mary Sue Hubbard, remained informed. The operation's scope expanded further with the recruitment of agents Sharon Thomas and Nancy Douglas, who infiltrated agencies such as the U.S. Coast Guard Intelligence Agency and the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, respectively, to procure sensitive documents for Scientology's benefit. As the operation progressed, directives from Scientology's leadership became increasingly aggressive, with a directive from Mary Sue Hubbard instructing senior members to employ any means necessary to secure the organization's tax-exempt status. This led to the implementation of elaborate schemes, such as Project Horn, aimed at concealing the origins of stolen documents through forged correspondence and elaborate cover stories. Further developments saw the GO targeting specific individuals and departments within the government, including attorneys involved in Scientology-related litigation and offices responsible for Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, requests. By exploiting vulnerabilities and lax security protocols, Scientology agents successfully accessed and copied crucial files, bolstering the church's legal defense and intelligence gathering efforts. The operation reached its zenith with the infiltration of the Department of Justice in early 1976, culminating in the procurement of a trove of IRS documents long sought by Scientology leadership. This achievement underscored the meticulous planning and execution characteristic of Operation Snow White, cementing its status as one of the most audacious and far-reaching covert operations in modern history. The intricate saga of Operation Snow White, a covert mission orchestrated by the Guardian's Office, GO, of the Church of Scientology, continued with Gerald Wolfe and Michael Meisner's daring exploits within the United States government during the early to mid-1970s. Their actions, characterized by audacious infiltration and clandestine operations, unfolded amidst a backdrop of escalating tensions and clandestine maneuvers. In a series of meticulously planned escapades, Wolfe and Meisner employed various tactics to breach the inner sanctums of government agencies, utilizing false identification cards and a keen understanding of security protocols to gain access to restricted areas. One particularly notable incident occurred when they successfully infiltrated the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C., by fabricating IRS identification cards, allowing them to pilfer a trove of confidential documents. Under the directive of Mary Sue Hubbard and other high-ranking members of the Guardian's Office, Wolfe and Meisner executed a series of covert missions, including break-ins at IRS offices and the United States Courthouse, aimed at acquiring sensitive information pertinent to Scientology's legal battles and strategic objectives. These endeavors were guided by Guardian Program Order 302, which mandated the infiltration of all government agencies withholding files from Scientology's Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, requests. The duo's audacious exploits reached a climax in June 1976, when they attempted to retrieve personal files belonging to Assistant United States Attorney Nathan Dowdle, with the intention of orchestrating his removal from office. However, their plans were thwarted when suspicions were raised, leading to an encounter with FBI agents, during which Meisner skillfully deflected inquiries about their true intentions. Despite facing heightened scrutiny and escalating risks, Wolfe and Meisner's commitment to the mission remained unwavering, underscoring the Church of Scientology's relentless pursuit of its objectives through covert means. Their exploits epitomized the clandestine operations conducted under the banner of Operation Snow White, illustrating the lengths to which Scientology's leadership was willing to go in defense of its interests. As the saga unfolded, tensions escalated, and the stakes grew higher, paving the way for further intrigue and clandestine maneuvers within the labyrinthine corridors of government power. Yet, amidst the cloak and dagger machinations, The true extent of Scientology's influence and the implications of its covert activities remained shrouded in secrecy, awaiting further revelations and scrutiny in the annals of history. The culmination of Operation Snow White unfolded with a cascade of legal ramifications and dramatic developments during the late 1970s. Michael Meisner and Gerald Wolfe, central figures in the operation, found themselves embroiled in a web of legal troubles as the authorities closed in on their covert activities. In June 1976, Wolfe's arrest marked a pivotal moment in the unfolding saga, with charges leveled against him for the possession and use of forged official passes of the United States. Mary Sue Hubbard, wife of Scientology's founder L. Ron Hubbard, swiftly intervened, orchestrating efforts to shield Wolfe and erase any incriminating evidence linking him and Meisner to Scientology's covert operations. As legal proceedings intensified, Meisner found himself in the crosshairs of law enforcement, prompting a frantic effort to evade capture. Despite his evasion tactics, Meisner's apprehension became imminent, leading him to contemplate surrendering to authorities by early 1977. Eventually, Meisner's decision to cooperate with law enforcement marked a significant turning point, offering crucial insights into Scientology's clandestine activities. The tide turned decisively in July 1977, with a series of coordinated raids conducted by the FBI on Scientology premises in Los Angeles, Hollywood, and Washington, D.C. These raids unearthed a trove of incriminating evidence, revealing not only the extent of Scientology's illegal activities against the U.S. government, but also its sinister schemes targeting perceived adversaries through operations like Operation Freakout and conspiracies to frame individuals on false charges. Amidst legal maneuverings and challenges to the legality of the raids, Scientology's leadership mounted a vigorous defense, decrying the FBI's actions as akin to Gestapo tactics. However, legal proceedings pressed forward, resulting in indictments against 11 high-ranking Scientology members, including Mary Sue Hubbard and Wolfe, on a litany of charges. Over the ensuing months, the legal battle intensified, with Scientology employing various tactics to stall proceedings and challenge the government's evidence. Despite their efforts, a plea deal was eventually brokered, with 7 members of the Guardian's office pleading guilty to conspiracy charges. Subsequent sentencing saw stiff penalties imposed, including jail time and hefty fines. The denouement of Operation Snow White arrived in December 1979, marking the formal conclusion of a 5-year saga rife with intrigue and legal drama. With convictions secured and sentences handed down, Scientology's covert machinations had been exposed and its perpetrators held to account. In the aftermath, the legal repercussions reverberated internationally, with extradition battles and convictions of remaining fugitives like Jane Kember and M.O. Budlong underscoring the global ramifications of Scientology's clandestine operations. Despite claims of political asylum, their convictions underscored the non-political nature of their offenses, signaling the definitive end of Operation Snow White and a sobering reckoning for Scientology's leadership. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you found the video interesting with a like, and maybe subscribe while you are at it.